Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my Longwear natural foundation routine. These are the products I've been using pretty much non-stop the past month, whether I'm wearing a mask or as the weather warms up. It looks really natural but wears all day, which I really appreciate, and I'm super excited that this video is sponsored by and in partnership with Clarins. They've got a new eye cream that I'm obsessed with. We know good skincare means good makeup, and Clarins is so special to me. They're one of the first brands I ever worked with when I was in Newfoundland. When I moved to Toronto, they were so supportive of me, and I'm so excited to chat about them a little bit more on my channel. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with the eye cream of the moment. This is the Clarins Total Eye Contour Gel. It says it targets puffiness and it's a cooling eye gel which feels so good in the morning. It is the morning for me right now, but it is for you too. Good morning, having my coffee. But this is really nice under the eyes. It is super lightweight, which I really appreciate, especially under makeup, because I like to use something a little bit heavier at night, but during the day this feels like it does a good job hydrating, but it absorbs into the skin really nicely, making it a nice light base. Or if you're not wearing makeup, of course it gives you that sort of a depuffed look to the eyes, which I always appreciate. And if you didn't know, under eye puffiness is actually caused by the accumulation of lipids or like excess water under the eyes, and then this is formulated with plant-based caffeine and organic ginkgo biloba, and that is what helps reduce the puffiness and also minimize dark circles, so that's a fun bonus. And what I really like is Clarins also has responsible formulas now, so it's not only good for the under eyes, but it's also good for the planet, and they actually have an eye cream for everybody. This is one that I really love, but another one I've been using a lot of too is the Clarins Total Eye Hydrate, and this is the moisturizing soothing eye mask balm. If I'm feeling extra sometimes at night, do I put both of them on? Maybe. But what's really nice about this, I'll show you the texture. This one has a little bit of a thicker texture. It's still lightweight, but really nice. And you can use this day or night. While I'm here, why don't I? Really beautiful texture on this. And I like that it comes in this kind of squeezy tube. It's a little bit different for an eye cream and you get lots of product in here. Let's go ahead and get into my makeup, and of course I will have the eye creams linked down below if you want to check them out for yourself. Okay, I'm such a spray girl, so I'm going to start out with a little spray. This is the setting spray I've been loving lately, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray. Party all night, stay all day. Just a little bit of that, keep things in place in my opinion. Right now the foundation that I'm into is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. As I mentioned in my review of this, I do have to go a shade down, so why don't I use a mirror? I'm Aruba in this, normally a Syracuse gal, but I love this. Jess loves this one as well, and she has dry skin, and also Jess is such a huge fan of those eye creams. We both, I did an Instagram reel showing the Clarins eye cream in addition to some of my other favorite Clarins skincare and makeup, so I'll link that down below. And Jess did one on the eye creams too. I know she's a huge fan, so we don't always like the same things because we have different skin types, but these couple of things we agree on. But yeah, I'm gonna apply this with a sponge. I really like this foundation, and it seems like the majority of skin types are enjoying it, but the only kind of flag I have is that you may need to go a shade down. And I have some breakouts, but I'm not really going to do much of anything to try and combat them or whatever. I'm just like, you know what, they're there. They're there, you know. Here's what it is. And for concealer, I've been quite enjoying the KVD Beauty Lightweight Full Coverage Concealer, and I would agree, it's definitely lightweight. It's maybe not the absolute most fullest coverage, but it definitely is buildable and it definitely is lightweight. And I'm using the shade Tan 158. And while I let that set on my skin, I've been into the Fenty Beauty Contour in Truffle. I will say, like, this is, in my opinion, not the most creamy contour I've ever come across, but I do quite like the shade because it's on the cooler tone side. And I've been contouring my nose lately. And to get things to kind of blend out, move nicely, I use setting spray almost in between every step. And I have a friend who, my friend Charlotte, she recently started doing that, and she said she really likes, like, I met up with her and she's battling some like cystic acne right now, which I'm like, I can relate. And I was like, your skin looks so good and so hydrated. And she was using a setting spray kind of more often in the process. And I think that really, really helps. It obviously will depend on the setting spray. If you're using one that's like ultra matte, probably not going to get like super dewy. But this one doesn't claim to be like any particular finish. No melting, no fading, no creasing. But something to keep in mind, because I know it's one of those things where it's like you see YouTubers using like an absolutely obscene amount of setting spray, but we might be on to something with that one. Sometimes the things that happen on the internet are just pure foolishness. And just for like show, you know, a little bit of entertainment, a little razzle dazzle. But the setting spray thing, I gotta tell you, really does help. And this color of concealer I find is only slightly lighter than my skin tone, and it's definitely on the more peachy side. So I like the way that that looks. Depends on the look I'm going for. I might add something a little brightening. I always like a little concealer on my forehead because sometimes I tend to overdo the forehead bronze / contour. It's my favorite step. Sometimes I take it too far. Just for funsies, I'm going to add a tiny bit of this NYX Serum Concealer in Golden. I believe normally I use medium if I was like to conceal just with it, but because I'm trying to just do a little more highlighting, Golden is a good shade. Because I find sometimes if you go too light on the under eyes with your concealer, it doesn't end up actually like, you sort of need to conceal and then brighten. You can't always get conceal and brighten from one product. Call me old school, but I still like a light under eye. I'll be holding on to it forever. One more spray. And now I'm going to move on to powder. But I do need to let my face set just a little bit. I don't go right in after powder, after setting with powder. Coffee break. Now I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in a recent Get Ready With Me, but I've been loving, loving, loving. I revisited the Glossier Wowders. So I'm going to set my under eye with the lighter shade. They're just fabulous powders. This one is the shade G8, G10. So as the numbers get bigger, they get lighter, which is a little different. And then to set my face, I have G5, G7. Like a G6, baby. Yeah, that's a good one. I might say, wow, it's good. Hilarious, Samantha, so funny. I already have quite a bit of like bronzy contour going on from the cream, but I'm going to use just a little bit of the LYS Love Yourself No Limits Matte Bronzer. Just a smidgen. And I've been contouring again with a contour powder. This is the Sephora Colorful Contour in the shade First Touch. This is a good one if you have my skin tone. You're looking for something cool tone that's not muddy. Using my NARS Ita brush. I don't know, I'm just back in the contour game. So now for my eyes, this is the only thing that's actually kind of new to me, but I wanted to use it. I was at a store the other day and the girl working at the Charlotte Tilbury counter was wearing this and I was like, what's on your eyes? I need it. She's a very different skin tone than me, but it looked so good. This is the Pillow Talk palette and it just had like, it was like, looked like she had nothing on her eyes, but just pink, beautiful sparkles that like hit the light. So let me bring you in. I'm actually going to use a little bit of the Clarins Everlasting Concealer as my eye base. Great concealer as a concealer, but I love it as an eye base as well. It's a really good shade for it. It's because I'm going to be putting like mostly just the sparkles on my eyes. I want to just even out my eye skin. Sounds horrible. Then I'm going to take a tiny bit of my bronzer. Run that through the crease. A lot lately I've just been doing bronzer in the crease or bronzer all over the lid. That's been the move. Then she told me she had these top 2 shades on her eyes, so that's what I'm gonna do. It looked so pretty. It was just like nude and shimmery with like hot pink speckles. I feel like it's not as nice on me, but it's funny because I would have never bought a palette like this because it's all shimmer. But like as if I don't have a ton of mattes. Definitely pretty, but I think it looked better on her. I don't know. I'll have to keep testing it. For mascara, I'm using the Milk Makeup Rise mascara. I've been really enjoying this. Lots of volume, good amount of length, very like thick black formula. Do you have an eye that you feel like mascara comes out better on? Because I feel like this eye is better. Maybe I should be applying this eye differently? I don't know. But I also have a tendency to put more mascara on this eye than this one. I notice that sometimes when I'm taking Instagram photos. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I got my brows laminated. So I'll be doing an Instagram reel on the full process. Stay tuned for that. But I gotta say I like the results. And nobody freak out, but I'm using a new brow product. I gotta say I've been enjoying this. Will it overtake the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter? Who's to say? I should tell you what it is. It's the Mario Master Hold Brow Gel. And it's got a huge brush on it, which I like. Really brushes through the hairs. I like how it shapes them. I like how it flattens them down. I think some people will not like this though, based on the brush. But I really am not a huge fan of like the tiny brush brow products, so this is for me. Then for my blush, I'm going to be using the MAC Pinch Me Sheer Tone Blush. I've been wearing this a lot lately. It's just pinky, peachy, really great shade. And because it's a sheer tone, it's nice and buildable. Towards the backs of my cheeks, I find that to be the most flattering. And just when you're like, Samantha, have you sprayed your face enough? No! What I've been doing lately, if you notice, I didn't apply cream highlighter because I apply my cream highlighter now. So I spray my face. I'm going to apply, it's obviously going to depend on the type of cream highlighter because some will work better over makeup than others. But I'm going to be using the Refi and tapping that. And it applies beautifully over makeup. And then on that with a really light brush, you can let it set a bit. I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude because it's already, everything's quite glowy. Okay, I just had to go pull this out of my bag. It's the Clarins Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector. I grabbed this, I used to use this all the time, and I grabbed it when I was doing my Clarins reel that I mentioned, and it gives the most perfect, juicy lip. Because it comes in a bunch of different colors. It's gorgeous. Sheer, comfortable, so nice for spring. And I'm just gonna lightly powder my nose. Excuse me while I powder my nose. Just the sides. We want glowy, not greasy, you know? One last spray. Just a light one. Just a light one for good measure. But here is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me. Be sure to check out the Clarins eye creams that I mentioned down below and just their entire skincare line. It's just perfection. As always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!